Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning into our last episode of Season 1. Today, you'll hear us reflect on the season and leave you with some motivation and inspiration until our return in January 2022. We're taking the next 2 months to plan our incredible lineup, create more events, and we'll be dropping hints on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube in the meantime of what's to come. We have many ideas and collaborations to organize and want to be intentional with how we deliver it to all of you. Our mission is to continue to inspire you and give an authentic view of our personal growth. So follow us on your favorite platforms in the meantime to hear more about what we're up to. Season 1 has been incredible. We are full of gratitude for the lessons we've learned, the brilliant guests we've interviewed, and the inspiring feedback from all of you. Thank you for the love and support. We cannot wait to continue to grow and learn with all of you, even more in 2022. Something that has made a world of difference for us and many people we know over this past year has been getting our groceries delivered right to our door. The ability to get local, fresh groceries without us having to step foot into a grocery store has been something we are so grateful for. Convenience, price, and quality are extremely important to us, and that's why we love and support Instacart. Instacart can deliver to your front door in as little as 1 hour. You can shop multiple stores, see deals in your area to help you save money, and every item is hand-selected by shoppers based on your preferences. To start your 14-day free trial and to get free delivery on your first order over $35, follow the link in the show notes to let Instacart know that we sent you and to help support the show. Instacart. Never step foot in a grocery store ever again. And now to today's episode of Ivy Unleashed.
We are Gold Ivy, a health company dedicated to simplifying health and wellness. The industry is lacking the honest experience and grit required to overcome the struggle, and we're here to fill that gap.
You decide what works for your daily life and how to transform our lessons into your gold. Join us on the fearless pursuit of self-discovery and growth.
This is Ivy Unleashed,
a Gold Ivy production.
Hello. Today is a very, very special day, and if you're listening, you are joining in on the magic of today. Today is our Season 1 of Ivy Unleashed finale.
Yes, I am kind of feeling emotional just hearing you say that. Like, wow, it's been incredible.
Not even a year in, and we are at 50 episodes, about to hit 10,000 downloads, and we are so grateful for you all listening, all of our guests, the feedback we've gotten, that our message is resonating with you, that you feel the same way that we do, that what is missing in this space is the struggle. Having those people to provide a community where you can be vulnerable, where you can talk about the hard stuff and not feel like you have it all together.
Yeah, and you can learn something that challenges maybe a belief you had before or helps you to see something from a new perspective. I think if I've learned anything in this first season, it's that I know nothing. And I just have so much more to learn. I'm just so excited for our future guests and to revisit these episodes too. I mean, honestly, there's some episodes that as I'm editing them, I'm like, I need to re-listen to that 10 more times to even grasp all the goodness in it, because some of them are so deep. Like, some things people said were completely over my head, to be honest. So I'm excited to also go back to those topics that I felt a little uncomfortable learning about it, or they said something that I'm like, what did they even mean by that? Just to revisit.
Yeah, and 50 episodes of pure gold. Each episode had its own purpose to show that wellness is so much more than what we think it is. And we are still learning about what it is, right? What makes someone well? And as we are discussing these topics, having on these guests, we are learning so much about ourselves and about each other, pushing ourselves to new limits, to new heights. And it's been amazing. You just ran your 20th marathon.
Yeah.
which was amazing.
Yes.
And our whole community got to witness this one, which was so beautiful.
Also a lot of pressure. I was so nervous, like thinking about, like normally, you know, I know a few people maybe check my time or will check in to see if I finished it without even talking with me. Like that's what you do when you're a marathoner, you check out other people's times and whatever. This time I was like, holy shit. Like we have like 7,000 TikTokers and all of these listeners for Ivy Unleashed. I mean, we have an Instagram community and a Facebook community too, but I was just like, I better finish this one. Like
no pressure.
I've got some eyes on me. Yeah, which will just continue to get more. But it was actually quite the opposite. I felt so supported and loved. Like the whole time I was running, I had messages and notifications coming in. Thank you, Brooke. She was like, you pushed 3 kids out your vagina. You can do this. And a bunch of other very supportive, loving things she said. But one thing that really motivates me is when you call me a beast, or it's like beast mode or it's something like that. Because when I feel like a beast, I feel like I can run like the wind. And so she texted that to me at like mile 22.
Did I really?
Yes. And if anybody has ran a marathon, they know mile 22. Oh. It's so hard because, yeah, you're 20 miles in and there's only 6, but that feels like a very long way to go when you've already ran 20. And 22 is kind of like you're at the precipice of just a few miles left. And so getting that. So
that makes me so happy because I had it planned. I was like, I'm going to text her every 30 minutes. I'm going to send her, you know, these little nuggets of keep pushing, keep going. And then I was back home for the weekend. I was busy and I'm like, oh, I totally lost track of time. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to let the universe take this over and she's going to get these messages at the exact time that she needs them. And so just proof that trust.
Yeah, totally. And this marathon, I feel like kind of summed up our mission with Ivy Unleashed, right? Like we talk about the physicalities of taking care of yourself with the sleep and the exercise. And I had to train, right? I had to be physically ready for this. But what I noticed was my mental health gave me so much more energy than anything. Like the work I'm doing with Catherine with lifting off all of these emotional burdens from me, I felt so light. I felt so full of joy, abundance of energy. Like she talked to me about rooting through this deep red chakra I have and letting it power my legs, and holy shit, like believe in it or not, it works. And so it's like the truths I already knew helped me get through the marathon, but also these new truths and ideas gave me extra energy and this new visualization that, you know, I think we resist these things sometimes that feel over our head, or we've never heard them before, or that can't be true, or that's too woo-woo-y, or does that align with my faith? And it's like, actually, if something makes you feel at peace and full of love and energy and makes you feel like you and you know is not hurting anyone, and I don't know, I've questioned that a lot with, does this align with me and my faith and who I am? And I've just learned that all the guests we've had and all the topics we've talked about are really about loving yourself and loving other people. And I just felt like it all came together this past weekend. And so thank you all for your support. And I'm very happy that I'm at 20 because it feels like more of a closer spot to 50 than anything in the teens felt.
Totally. Well, we're so proud of you. And it was so fun to watch. And you know, we are wrapping up season 1 of Ivy Unleashed. We're going to take a little break to plan some really, really exciting things. And during that time, you'll be running some more marathons. I hopefully will run one. We're going to see how the body goes with this healing. Running is kind of hit or miss. And so I'm really focusing right now on listening to my body. But for all of those listening, make sure that you follow us on social media to follow along with Andrea's 50 marathons that she's running. We have one coming up in a couple weeks that I'm going to be joining her with just to capture it all. So that's very exciting.
Yes. And also stay tuned and tune into all of our social platforms because Brooke is giving some pretty interesting updates on her health as time goes on. And so we've had the coffee enema. That's in place. It's happening. I don't know if you want to touch on it or anything else that you're doing right now as an update.
All I'll say is follow us over on social because I'm getting a lot more raw and vulnerable and walking you through it. I think being able to actually see the things that I'm talking about, not actually me doing the enema. I don't
Only I get the Snapchats. I did take a screenshot one time.
It wasn't anything really bad, I promise. But no, the only thing I'll say is the energy it gives me, like the cleaning it out, is for sure addicting. I've done 3 so far, and I texted Andrew the other day saying, you're healing when you look forward to your next enema. These natural remedies that have been around for years and thousands of years. Coffee enema isn't something new. There's a bunch of research behind it. But I'm taking a deep dive into all of these things, and I'm feeling the benefits, and I'm so excited to share them with you all. So at Gold Ivy Health Co. is where you can find us on all socials. And in the meantime, while we take this break of Ivy Unleashed, make sure you stay up to date with us over there, because there's some gold that's coming. Along with coffee enemas, I have learned so much this last, not even year. It has been the most amazing time of my life. I have grown, I've healed, I am still healing, and I'm still learning, and I'm so, so grateful. And to wrap up everything we've learned, it feels impossible. But we want to leave you guys with some of our biggest takeaways, and hopefully you feel the same. And if not, go back and listen to our episodes. I think if there's one thing I've learned, it's the community. The importance of building a team around you, of surrounding yourself with people who light you up, and knowing that you have the power to choose who those people are. And that when you believe in that power, when you are vulnerable with your needs, the right people meet you at the right time. Emily Field introduced me to my practitioner that I'm working with. Never knew her, never met her. And I'm so grateful to her. Catherine we met through Kara Hatch, and she has changed our lives.
Courtney we met through Dr. Danielle Ron too, and she was a life changer. I mean, I think of literally every single guest we've had, and there's something that they said that changed me. And so I just want to thank our guests too, that, this community we're creating has been so beautiful, not only to have people on to share their message, because every single one that's been on, everybody wants to help. They want to help our listeners. They want to help our viewers. And so I love that. And I just want to thank all of our guests. And then also the fact that they come here and they say, I have someone you should talk to. Like they want to keep the networking going. And I think that's something that's so important, and something that Brooke and I believe in, is there's room for everyone. Mm-hmm. There's no limit on the amount of energy or positivity or uplifting you can have, or space for a podcaster. I mean, that stops a lot of people from pursuing their dreams, is thinking, well, someone else has already written the book, or somebody else has already made the podcast, or started that type of business, or opened up the store. And it's like, actually, nobody can do it the way that you can. Mm-hmm. And we are the community that will support you in that. We want to lift up everybody in our community. There's so many gyms we want to go to. And like, if we've learned anything, the community that we've created is, we're all here for each other.
Absolutely. And it's all, again, centered around that love, knowing that you are unique and no one can do it the way that you can do it, and that you have specific gifts that you were put on this earth to provide to other people, to share. And, that imposter syndrome, as we created Gold Ivy and launched a podcast, we didn't know what the hell we were doing. But it felt so true to us. And we had those people to lean on to say, do it. Like, what you're doing is empowering people. It's powerful. And having that community when you doubt yourself, because it's going to happen, that's life, to bring you back up, but also to believe in your authenticity. I think that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned, is to trust in what I feel is right. And I got so far away from that trust because of my body, because I spent 4 years questioning what is going on. Like, is there really something wrong? Is it my mind and stress? Like, I was so far away from my body and what my gut and my intuition was telling me. And through Ivy Unleashed, through everyone, I've learned that I can trust myself, right? I do have everything I need within me. And it sounds cliche, but it's so true. And it's this constant message that we're hearing in our guests and everything that's coming our way, right? Is you have everything you need within you. You just need to quiet that outside noise, lean in, and let that intuition guide you. And it's guiding us, and it's been absolutely incredible.
Yeah. And that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned too. I knew going into starting a podcast that I needed that morning time to create or to even know how to use this equipment. You know, I had to quiet the noise and learn. And I've learned as an entrepreneur and a mom, there's literally no other undistracted time than that morning time for me. So that's like one of the biggest things that I've learned is that I need that time. And yeah, we have so many clients that it's all about shifting that mindset of I don't have the time, and it's creating the time, creating the life you want to live and lead. And it doesn't have to look the way it looks right now. It can slow down. It can speed up. It can have different people surrounding you in it. And I do think something that stops you is maintaining your friendships and maintaining like the quality time you have with people the way that you always have. If you're going to shift what you're doing and where your time's going, it's hard. And you do find out who your true friends are in the midst of that, because there are like those growing pains of, you know, how am I going to do this? How am I going to have a business and a family and fun? And I think for me, it's a constant juggling act. I know I'm never doing it perfectly, but I think the biggest thing I've learned is my intentions are true to do something big for the world where I'm helping people and I'm being as present as I possibly can with what's in front of me. And I think it's about creating what's in front of you. Like, how am I placing that? Kind of getting ahead of it, getting up in the morning, planning out my week, thinking more ahead. Have I touched base with this person? Like I literally, with my best friend, Britt, we have a scheduled time we talk every week. And my friend Shannon, we have a scheduled time we talk each week. Like I found it sounds kind of silly to have to literally put them in your calendar, but it's working and we're staying connected.
You're making it a priority, right? For everyone who is thinking, I don't have the time, I can't do it all. Look at where you're spending your time. Are you being intentional? Are you doing the things that are going to give you the life that you want? Because you can make it work. I think that's something that I'm learning watching you juggle all of this, listening to all of the podcasts that we do and pulling from them and pulling these insights from not only the other experts around us, but our own experience is that if you are intentional and also slow down and fill your time with the things that matter to you, right? Like you can have it all, but what is having it all? What is your definition of having it all? What does that look like? And create your calendar to fill that time.
Sometimes that feels impossible. Sometimes it feels like I can't have it all. I can't be an incredible friend. I can't be incredible friend, mom, business owner. I can't be all of it.
But what are your standards of that incredible, right? If you know that your intentions are pure, you know, I think that's something that we both struggle with is wanting to do more and be more and give more. And that slowing down and being present allows us to be realistic with that having it all. I put having it all in quotes because the people who love you and support you, like they know that you're doing your best.
But I also think there is something about communication with that.
Yes.
So like an example, the other day, my sister-in-law, Christine, she 99 out of 100 times is the one that calls and keeps us connected. And so I just took a second on the call to say, hey, thanks, Christine. Honestly, if you didn't call me as often as you do, we wouldn't have this close connection that we have. Just being honest, like I'm struggling making time to call my friends, and thank you for doing this because I'm trying to figure this out.
Yes.
And she said, wow, that really means a lot to me that you just said that. It's like, clearly it's like an obvious thing in our friendship. There's always one that calls more than the other in your friendship. I'm not in a different relationship with another friend. I call more than that person. I think we all have that. But I think acknowledging like your friendships, your close friendships and your true friendships will know you have the good intentions. But I do also think it's the communication of how could I do this better? Or thank you for being patient with me. Or I'm right now, my head's about to explode. I don't even know how I'm finding time. Like, you might not hear from me for a week, but I love you. You know, I think I've learned that I just have to be kind of honest with people on where I'm at because I am figuring it out and it is really hard. And my priority is my home life and making sure my kids are okay and my husband's okay. And that, you know, that's number one. And after that, it's kind of a shit show.
But I love what you said about being honest. And I think that's something I've learned as well is being honest with how I'm feeling. because the more honest we are, the more authentic we are, the more we resonate with all of those around us, right? I think if you guys follow us on social media, if you listen, you know that we don't have our shit together, and that's what makes us real and raw, but we are determined to figure it out, and figuring it out means pulling from all of the people around us that want to give us love. And in return, we provide that to our audience. You know, it's just this big circle of love, and knowing that as long as your intentions are pure, as long as you're putting in that effort, that good will come. The more we focus on the good, the more good that comes.
And thinking of that, it makes me think of you, because I've made so many mistakes. I don't know why I'm feeling emotional right now, but like this year I made so many mistakes. Like I dropped our hard drive that had episodes on it. Like I had to call Monica Thibodeau and be like, I lost your episode, Monica. And the grace she had for me, where she was like, it's okay. It's totally okay. Like I was in Hawaii in tears, crying that I had to make this phone call to Monica. And she gave me so much grace. And you gave me so much grace. And we got it recovered and everything was taken care of. But there's so many times Brooke and I, we make these mistakes and we have to text each other and say, oh my God, I forgot to do this. Oh my God, I dropped this. Oh my God, I completely forgot. I showed up late or whatever. And the grace that you showed me makes me have more grace for everybody in my circle, Brooke. So I want to thank you for just being patient and loving. Like anytime I've made a mistake, you've been like, oh my God, it's fine. If we don't have an episode out this week, nobody's going to die. You know? And I'm like, I know, but I feel like I might. Like, I don't want to let you down, and I don't want to let our listeners down, because we do have hundreds of listeners that tune in every Monday. They want it. It feeds their soul. They tell us it's the most beautiful day of their week, and that means the world. And so I didn't want to let anybody down. And so thank you for this year and the love and grace. Like, you are such a beautiful person, and I'm so happy you're my business partner. Because I think we're creating a business where we want to motivate people. We want to inspire you to chase after your dream, go after it hard, push yourself. But we also want to be the people that say, take the rest day and take what you need. And so you, I think, are the biggest driver of that for me, going through what you're going through, of saying it's okay to slow down sometimes. Like, it's okay to rest. And as hard as that is for you even to convince yourself of that, you give me the grace for that. So thank you.
Oh, I love you.
Love you.
Again, who you surround yourself with matters. Like, I couldn't do this without you. I think I just can't voice it enough how important it is to lean on the people around you. Like, I had the hardest shell on for years of, I don't want to be vulnerable. I got this. And then exactly what Jenna Collins had said a few episodes ago, like, surrender. It's not yours to carry. And then what Brenda said last week of, like, how wonderful is it to know that we don't have to carry it? Like, there is something within us that is guiding us, not even within us, but something that is bigger than us, that can show us the way if we just slow down and listen and let others help us. And as much as we are go, 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 and you can have it all and we will motivate you, we are real, raw people that struggle. And we want you all to know that good, bad, rain, shine, like, we are all in this together. And I know that there's so many people in this space that are doing it and that are the experts, but we are walking the walk with you guys. And we love every second of it. And we want to just continue to grow this circle. The more, the merrier.
Something I think about a lot too with our business model is that we keep showing up every day. I don't know if you guys are noticing, but we post every single day. We do a TikTok every day, which turns into a reel every day. Brooke creates a beautiful post every day. So it's showing up every single day. And that consistency is something we believe in. And it's not always easy to be on every day that way for us. It does take planning. And I think it's the fact that we are showing up and we're giving you something every day. We are so dedicated to doing that because, like, we have to be honest or real with what we're feeling. So sometimes you'll see our TikToks are like, I'm in the shower literally crying because that's how I feel. So Kat Loya talked about that. She talked about just showing up for yourself. And for us, sometimes it's for other people because we're like, this is all I got today. Take it or leave it. And so we're giving you honesty and authenticity. And we hope that you continue to feel that we're just being who we are. And
in return, giving you permission to do the exact same, to show up, whether it's, okay, I can just walk today, or I just need to stretch today, or I'm going to run a marathon today. Like, wherever you are, just show up, and also be where your feet are. The power of being present has been life-changing for us. I have learned, and I know I can speak for you too, that if we're not taking care of our mental health, if we're not filling our cup up and allowing ourselves to rest, we can't give, right? You as a mom, you talk about it. Everyone we've had on the show talks about the importance of filling up your cup first.
And it all goes back to the basics. Like every single episode was like, drink water.
Yes. Drink water.
Sleep.
Slow down. Sleep. Eat food that you know fuels you and makes you feel good. And it's that importance of listening to your body. When you do these things, how do you feel? And that has been a game changer for me, is I don't know how I feel if I don't slow down. I can't be in the present moment. I can't have authentic conversations if I am go and not taking care of myself and I'm not filling my cup up. And filling your cup up looks different for you than it does for me, than it does for Andrea. Whatever sets your soul on fire, whatever allows you to feel like you trust it.
We have some really big, exciting topics coming up, and we can't wait to talk about them with you. I mean, we've had people request that we talk about anxiety. So we're going to have a psychologist come on and talk about that. Talking about boundaries, talking about sex, talking about self-acceptance, talking about burnout. You know, there's so many things, like as young adults, as grown adults, we all struggle with, or we struggle talking about, or we want to hear about. And so let us know what you want to hear about in this next year. I mean, we have so many topics that are going to blow your mind and so many guests that we're so excited to talk to, but we do want to hear from you. We do want to know what's something that you're interested in. And then we have a big challenge for you. You know, you're not going to hear from us for a couple months. And we're going to come back in 2022. And between now and then, I want to challenge everyone to think of an area in your life that has been begging for your attention. And face it. You know, why is it uncomfortable to think about it? Why is it uncomfortable to make time for it? Like, is it something that it's ugly from your past that you need to acknowledge with a therapist? Is it something that you've been wanting to do physically that you've always been interested in? You just want to do it. You want to try it. Like for me, I really want to try CrossFit. Never done it.
Oh!
I got to figure out when I'm going to do this. But it's something like that where like, could I be capable of CrossFit? Well, hell yeah. But like, it's scary and it doesn't really fit in with my training right now. And so like, that's an example of something, you know, is there something you've wanted to do? And it's been kind of calling you physically. Like, I want to try that thing. You know, is there a dream that kind of chirps at you? A store you've wanted to open, a business you've thought about, maybe just like learning about a person that's always intrigued you. You know, what did they go through and how can they motivate you to think about what you want? And the biggest thing is, you know, if you don't even know the answers to those questions, your answer is carving out that time for yourself. So I want to encourage you, if you don't have that time of even 15 minutes a day where it's quiet and you can align with what you want in your week, in your day, goal number 1. In the next 2 months, figure out how to take those 15 minutes for yourself because you're worth it. And you don't want to coast through this life not chasing your dream or being more present or whatever that may be. You know, the next 2 months going into 2022, figure out what you want. Figure out what's calling you. Figure out how you want to be a little bit more intentional so that you feel good about yourself. You feel good about your body and what it's capable of. You feel good about your circle. You feel good about the boundaries you're setting, and it doesn't feel so chaotic. You feel like you've got this shit. You know, you want to go into 22 feeling like, I know what I want. I've taken a few steps to get there, and at least I've got this time carved out for me to just tune in a little bit.
God, go off. That was beautiful. Yes. If there's anything that you take away from that, it is that you are worthy. You are more than capable of creating the life that you desire. It starts with getting quiet and figuring out what that next step is.
And with that next step, you will need support. You may need a therapist to go through that past thing that you got to work through to be able to even have healthy relationships. You might need a coach that can kind of build up your self-confidence to say, you can do this. Or let's figure out what you want to do. Let's figure out what that dream is that's been calling you, that it feels very muddled. Let's figure that out. And maybe it's a mentor that you want to pick out. Maybe it's a colleague or a friend you just need accountability with. Maybe it's you don't want to talk to anyone and you need a journal or a whiteboard just for some accountability to get you started. Think about what's going to kind of help me in this, because we all need support.
Yes, absolutely. And we are taking a break from Ivy Unleashed, but we are still coaching all of our clients. And so if you are ready to take that next step, you know how to reach us. Go to goldivyhealthco.com, reach us on any of the socials. We are here. We are accepting new clients, and we're ready to work with you. So if you're ready to level up, we're here for you.
Yes. And before we jump into the 3 gold stars, I do want to just say something. If you are our friend and you appreciate what we're doing, can you just like our stuff? Can you just hit the heart button when we post something? Is it that hard? I don't know. Please like and share, rate and review. Please. It helps so much. I don't know what happened 2 weeks ago. Our listens doubled. I think a couple people shared a few things and it went like exponentially huge. Yeah. It helps us so much. Yeah. We appreciate it. We read the reviews. We love them. And so please, if you even have 2 seconds, just hit some stars, write a 2-second review. We would appreciate it so much.
Yeah. And not only do we just love seeing what resonates with you guys and love seeing your support, but it also helps the algorithm. And that allows us to get in the hands of more people who need some inspiration. And so not only are you showing us some love, but you're also showing other people love. And you're also helping them find us.
Yes.
All right. And last, 3 gold stars for season 1.
1, find at least 15 minutes a day to reflect on your emotional needs and intentions for the day.
2, pick a topic or a person you admire that you want to learn more about and read a book about it or them.
And 3, decide who will be your accountability for the next 2 months to share your latest goals with. Lastly, here, we just want to thank you so much for the support. I feel like we have the coolest listeners and followers. I can't wait to keep building this audience and this community. And so if you have something that you're passionate about, that you want to talk about, that you've learned a life lesson with, please let us know. If you have a story where you got through something hard and it might even be hard to even think about sharing it, share it. It changes people's lives. Your story matters. We all have one. It's just whenever you're ready to share it. And we are here, and we would love to hear about your life and get inspired by you. You all have something to share that's so unique, and we cannot wait to have more of the stories. The stories we've had on have been life-changing for people to hear. So if you even feel a small calling to share your story with us, please reach out and let us know.
Yes. And to leave you with our last piece of gold of 2021 comes from the one, the only Jen Sincero, who we have been saying her name wrong forever. So we apologize, Jen. Jen Sincero. And Jen says, everybody arrives on the planet with unique desires, gifts, and talents. And as you journey through life, your job is to discover what yours are, to nurture them, and to bloom them into the most authentic, gleeful, and badassiest version of yourself.
This is Gold Ivy signing off.
Listen to your truth and go chase your gold.